For the past 14 years or so, Marvel Cinematic Universe has been a constant blessing for not just us comic book and superhero fans, but to almost all movie fanatics around the globe. MCU is already the biggest movie franchise in history, and there seems to be no sign of them stopping anytime soon. And that's great for us. One aspect of the Marvel movies that they constantly nail, in my opinion, are the movie endings. Kevin Feige and his magical Marvel formula works like a charm to get a great ending for most of the stories while giving a sweet taste of what's next to come. Hey guys, I'm Sumit and this is Geek Adda, and today we are counting down the 10 best MCU movie endings till now. Just for your information, this list is about the endings of the movies, that is how the story of that particular movie concluded. This is not about the final battle sequences, nor it's about the mid or post-credit scenes that are not significant to the story of the movie. So an after-credit scene that is just there for fun or to set up a future MCU storyline will not be included in this list. So without further ado, let's start. Number 10. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is one of the best solo movies of the MCU, and its ending is no less spectacular. The fall of SHIELD/Hydra is a big revelation and a massive plot point for MCU moving forward, and so is the great final fight and exchange between Bucky and Cap.
Because I'm with you to the end of the line.
This scene hits deep emotional note that makes us feel for the two super soldiers buddies who are stuck out of their time. Also, the final scenes of Fury moving on to his next mission, Nat basically showing a giant middle finger to the senators, and Cap and Sam gearing up for their manhunt were all awesome. Number 9. Thor: Ragnarok. Another great solo outing for the MCU and the movie that revived Thor's character. Thor: Ragnarok has a fiery ending with Thor realizing his true powers and the shocking annihilation of Asgard by the hands of Surtur. Nobody saw that coming. Thor gets the mantle of King of Asgard. Loki finally coming around to stand beside Thor as a brother after years of differences is so nice to see.
I'm here.
And then it is followed by the exact opposite feeling of dread when we see Thanos' ship intercepting them. At number 8 we have Captain America: The First Avenger. I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, but that ending is everything it needed to be. Captain America sacrificing his life and his love for Peggy Carter to save innocent lives is perfect for the character. But what follows this act of selflessness is truly incredible. Steve Rogers waking up after 70 years and finding himself in the middle of 2011 New York is a perfectly written scene. The last dialogue of him saying,
I had a date,
was a painful stinger, but we all know how it paid off at the end of it all. Number 7. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I still don't get why many people didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. For me, yes, it has a few issues, but the emotional quotient in this movie is probably the highest in any MCU movie ever. And that ending was truly a bitch for making me shed so many tears. Yondu getting a visually stunning Ravager funeral.
How can I try to explain the game? It's always been the same old story.
After committing the ultimate act of love, sacrificing his life for his boy. This scene left me in so many feels. No MCU movie made me cry as much as this one. Let me ask you here, which MCU scene made you cry or get emotional the most? Let me know in the comments below.
Well, if I'm wrong, then what more could I lose?
Number 6. Captain America: Civil War. I adore Civil War with all of my heart. It was refreshing to see a well-written villain like Zemo, who had no powers, managing to achieve his mission at the end.
You'll see it fail. Did it?
And crippling the superhero group with his tactical moves.
If I could get them to kill each other.
The falling out between the two biggest heroes and breaking up of the entire team was a great plot point for Infinity War.
He's my friend. So was I.
It was also a great movie for the character of Steve Rogers and added so many layers to him. Going against the government, check. Saving his brainwashed serial assassin friend, check. Breaking his friends out of prison, check.
So no matter what, I promise you, if you need me, I'll be there.
Number 5. The Avengers. One of the most important superhero movies of all time, Avengers not only showed that Marvel was on a path to greatness, it also opened the floodgates for so many more possibilities across cinema.
We won.
Nick Fury defending his initiative against the Shield Council while the Avengers go their separate ways, but promising they will be back when we need them to.
Is that the point of all this? A statement. A promise.
Stark planning the Avengers Tower with the iconic Alan Silvestri's Avengers theme playing in the back. It's a scene that still gives me goosebumps. It was a promise of a never seen before future for the comic book genre, and MCU most definitely fulfilled that promise. At number 4, Iron Man. The movie that started it all. Although I consider it a great origin movie, the thing that really makes it stand apart is the ending.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Tony Stark announcing that he is Iron Man was a great twist ending that gave birth to a new type of superheroism. No secret identity, no pressure, just pure flamboyant badassery. It is also a great character moment for Stark as he is finally being accountable for his actions. And rumors say that this was an improvisation done by RDJ off the script. That's pretty cool. Especially now when we know how much more significance that dialogue holds after Endgame. Fury showing up in the post-credit scenes and talking about Avengers Initiative was very confusing for me when I first saw it because I had no idea what and how they were planning to do it.
You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it.
Watching that scene now is just a great foreshadowing to the massive monster the MCU became afterwards. Before we talk about the top 3, if you are still watching this video, do press that like button, it will help me a lot. Number 3. Spider-Man No Way Home. Although I'm not a very huge fan of the story of No Way Home, the ending where Peter basically gives up everything and everyone he has to save the world is so inherently a Peter Parker move. In MCU, where most heroes start alone and join the big battles later on, Peter's arc is so different, where he had to fight such big battles before he was even ready and now has to take on his fight and his inner demons all alone. He has lost so much. Nobody in the entire world knows him, and no matter how much he wants, he won't tell MJ or Ned about the past because he doesn't want to risk their lives again. It is a true Spider-Man ending and I loved every bit of it. The new future holds so many challenges for him, but when we see him swinging across New York in his new suit at the end, we can feel it's not the end but a new beginning for our beloved hero. Number 2. Avengers Infinity War.
Should have gone for the head.
This snap was heard across the globe and possibly across the universe. I never expected such a brutal and dark ending to an MCU movie, let alone the biggest one till that point. The dusting of half of the universe along with so many of our beloved heroes was such a brave and shocking move for the MCU. It wrecked me to see them all blip away one by one. The absolute look of dread on the surviving heroes' faces when they realized what has occurred was a memorable sequence.
What is this? What the hell is happening?
Oh, God.
It left the audience ugly crying in a giant empty dark hole and in a desperate need to be saved. Some people may not like the dark cliffhanger nature of this ending, but for me it's one of the most defining moments of the MCU. And honestly, I think this ending helped in raising the level of Endgame as a movie a lot. Number 1, Avengers Endgame. Was there ever any doubt on which movie was going to be on top of this list? Actually, there was a doubt as I was debating putting Infinity War at the top, but no. An ending that had to close off 3 phases of the MCU, consisting of 22 interlinked stories, had a lot riding on it. My expectations from it were so high, I believed the actual product will never meet them, but it did. And honestly, I think it surpassed them. Endgame was a love letter to MCU fans and the characters alike. Cap lifting Mjolnir, the portals, Avengers Assemble,
Assemble.
these are not just scenes, these are historical events. Iron Man ending it all by giving his life will never not make me cry.
Iron Man.
Cap finally getting his dance with Peggy was so sweet. All around, it was a perfect ending for so many character arcs. There were smiles, there were tears, but most of all, there was a sense of absolute satisfaction, which was an excellent achievement for a movie which was a culmination of 11 years of storytelling and world building.
What am I even tripping for? Everything's gonna work out exactly the way it's supposed to. I love you 3000.
So guys, that was the list of my favorite MCU movie endings. Let me know in the comments below what your list looks like. If you liked the video, do strike that like and don't forget to subscribe. Take care of yourselves. I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.